Hello, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Mallory Jenna Robinson, and I'm going to be hosting this portion of the Tdov questions with the
Mhm.
amazing royal Camilla, and pronouns are she and ella. Please, Camilla, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, well, thank you so much for introducing me, Mallory. So my name's Camila Cameleon. My pronouns are she, her, and ella. And I identify as a playfulness practitioner. I love to have fun, to dance. I'm a Zumba instructor, but most people know me currently in my role as the president of the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ plus Center.
Oh, I just love that. You are just so amazing and you're doing so many awesome things. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Have some
Aw.
questions for you. You know, tell us a little bit about celebrating, or tell us the theme we're celebrating in our community when we think of the theme being thriving. Tell us in some of the
Yeah.
ways in which you have thrived.
Oh, Mallory. Now we're a year later from when this panini, as people will call it, started. And so really thinking about what does striving look like these days? I think it looks like trusting. It looks like trusting the process. It looks like trusting the journey. For myself, 2 years ago, I was like, probably like 2 years and 2 weeks from now, I was like, I'm going to leave this corporate job and I don't know what it looks like, but it's going to look authentic to my life. And a week from then, I started my job at Everybody Los Angeles. This is where I worked as a front desk staff. It was the first job I worked as, and I had the ability to live as a full trans being.
Mm.
I was called my name, I was called the pronouns that I wanted, and I
Oh,
was able to also be around other trans folks who are also seeing what it looked like to own their own independent contractor journey. And so after a year of being there, I became a Zumba instructor, and then COVID hit. And
mm,
so what
mhm.
thriving really meant is, although COVID hit and although I did lose some positions throughout that, I was able to just own. I was like, well, what parts of me can I own within this scope? And what
Yes.
parts of me can I say, okay, everything's not exactly where I thought it was going to be, but if I look back to a year from where I am now, it looks exactly what it should have been. And if I look a year before that, it looks exactly like a year where it should have been. So it just knows it's just every day showing up in a way that feels true to, I would say, our own journeys, and really understanding that thriving looks different for other people. Some people could go and get beautiful magazine covers and all of this other stuff that they would like to do, but you got to know that that's also available for you. It's just you have to know what that looks like within your own journey. And so I'm just like taking it pace by pace, taking it day by day, and sometimes even taking it breath by breath. So
Oh, I love that. So you're self thriving from
yeah.
what it sounds like. I love that because, like you said, we all have such an individualized journey. And so I
Mhm.
think it's so important to, like you said, everyone's experiences are so vastly different in ways, but then also
Yeah.
so commonly woven and woven together. And so I just thank you for that. And, I want you to tell us about something you are passionate about. If you could go back in
Mm.
time and visit your younger self, what age would you pick and what would you say? But first, if you could just start with telling us something that you're passionate about.
Yes. I'm passionate about my body. Like I'm my body as a form of art, my body as this site that's both contested, right, by the system that we navigate in terms of trans healthcare, but also in my own lives, the ways that I've owned it. And so
Mhm.
if I could go back in time and tell myself, my younger self, something, I would go back to a moment in the eighth grade when my aunt came up to me at this, like, we were having like a birthday party, I believe. She came up to me and she was like, you need to know how to dance because in your life, nobody wants a partner that doesn't know how to dance. And she was so gender neutral about it that maybe she knew that, I was going to be this beautiful fairy all along.
Oh,
uh,
yes.
but really thinking about that, and what would I tell myself is I would also tell myself that you don't need to know how to lead. Sometimes you need to know how to follow. And so I
Yes.
think it's a great thing that we can think about in terms of dance primarily, so somebody who uses their body as art, but also in a general sense, just going back and telling myself, let yourself have all the moments, let yourself not only be a leader, but a follower, let yourself not only be the person holding people, but the person also needing to be held. And so
Mhm.
really seeing the way that I need both is where I'm at
Oh, Camilla. That is
now.
so beautiful. When I tell
Mm,
you, like, it is so true. And I just appreciate those words that you're sharing with us.
mm,
And, I just want to ask you this last question, my friend. What do you want the world to know about the TGNC community?
mm. What do I want the world to know about our community? I think the biggest thing that I would want the world to know is that we own our journeys in a way that feels true to the path that we're walking. So whether that looks like, you know, um, medical transition or not medically transitioning, the journey is of the person's own individual journey. And so I think that we can't ascribe a notion of like how do you feel most trans enough, or how do you feel less trans enough, or how do you feel most non-binary, or most intersex, or most gender non-conforming, because
Mhm.
it's an individual journey that each person will walk. So the biggest
Yes.
thing that I would advise folks to know about the TGNC journey is that we've done the work. We've done the work to know stuff about ourselves. We went through the hard journey sometimes of
Mhm.
asking the questions. I think asking yourself a question about your gender sometimes is like, should I even touch that?
Mhm. Mhm.
And then you like kind of pause and you're like, but I'm going to. And then I think that's the power of it, is we're able to really transgress these boundaries that have been pre-existing for people. And I would even say in the future going forward, we're going to transgress even more boundaries. So we exist, we're here, we're powerful, we have our voice. And even for the people who feel they don't have a voice in a room, even your body as just a site and as a temple is important, and just knowing how to take care of ourselves will allow the world to see how we should be taken care of as well.
Oh, those sentiments are beautiful. I
Mm,
totally agree. We do have to work on reducing binary barriers. We have to
mm,
continue to, love ourselves, express ourselves in performance art, whatever outlet works for you and that's going to be best for your gender journey. And thank you
mm,
so much today. I just want to say that we really
mm.
appreciate the work that you're doing. We really
Uh,
appreciate everything that you do, Camilla. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mallory. Kisses, everyone.
Mwah. We
Bye.
love you, baby.